So the rumor is that Snoop Dogg has made $9 million for the Olympics. So let's give some context here.
It's a chunk of change.
It's a lot of motherfucking change.
Yes.
All right, I gotta get this ad off my screen first. Okay. So someone put up a video, and this is what the video said. The video said, the main star of the Paris Olympics, Snoop Dogg, a top rapper, gets over 40 million rubles daily for his presence at the Paris Olympic Games. Snoop also lives and parties in Paris for free, all to bring more attention to the Olympics. Almost every top broadcast features Snoop. He attends all major Olympic events. For 17 Olympic days, he'll earn nearly $9 million. Snoop did not comment, but he did repost that video. That's number one. Number two is, what has been confirmed is that Snoop boosted, I think it was 79%. I want to make sure I get the right number. This article doesn't have it. I'm going to look for it. But what I saw was that Snoop boosted viewership of the Olympics by 79%.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to find that one. Yeah, 79% is what is being said. It says, thanks to Snoop, the Olympic audience increased by 79%. So listen, number one, wow, $9 million
A lot of money.
for less than 3 weeks of work.
Yep.
God.
I wish I could. I wish I could make $9 million for less than 3 weeks of work.
Wow. Lord of mercy.
Yeah.
I think this is amazing. I think way to do it. I mean, wow, so much to say here. Okay, it's not confirmed, but him reposting it,
Yeah, that does make you scratch your head a little bit.
it make you think, oh, okay, so we're not too far, probably. Maybe it was more, maybe it was less, but it's probably somewhere in that ballpark. I said up here a while ago, Snoop is the most famous rapper of all time. I stand on that, and I think if you can use your fame to garner that type of money in that short of a time, you are a god, and you should get all the coins, as they say. On the flip side of the business, right? Exactly. I gladly take a percentage, if you're donating to entertainment podcasts.
Yep. Quit my job today.
Exactly. Right. On the business side, I think this is an interesting topic as well from a business sense, right? Because the question is, is $9 million a lot? Absolutely. But if viewership increased by 79%, I think the mission was accomplished. I think you paid a lot of money, but you accomplished exactly what you wanted. For viewership to increase to nearly 80%, this number has not been 100% confirmed. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you got a return on your investment.
A huge return. I mean, 80% increase? That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, that's a big ass number to jump to. So, and I want to be clear, I don't think it was solely Snoop that increased viewership, right? There was a lot of different stuff going on at these Olympics that garnered attention. So I'm not going to say it was solely Snoop Dogg that increased viewership by 80%, 79%, whatever it is. But
It got some people interested.
Absolutely. I mean, he was at all the events. They just said,
Mhm.
now listen, I gotta also say, on the business side, not only the $9 million, but staying there for free, partying for free.
Yeah, you're not even there on your dime. I mean, that's but again, it this was a job that he did, and he was paid well for it. So,
Absolutely.
that
Well,
includes all the spoils of, being the who's who and being in the building for all of the things.
right.
So, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I'm curious to see what happens at the next Olympics. I know that's not for a while, but
Being
the
there in
reason
LA.
the reason right, and the re and that could open up a whole lot of other doors. But I think I'm also curious about what will happen with Snoop in the coming months and the next couple of years, because because of the fact that he was on the scene so much for the Olympics. I just feel like this has probably opened even more doors for him. So I'm
Oh,
curious to see what happens next. Like you said, he's arguably the most famous rapper in the
yeah.
world, and so we know he already gets endorsements. We know he does television. He does all kinds of different things.
Yep.
Um, but I'm
He was in
curious
an
to
SVU
see.
episode recently.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see, because I feel like he is also moving into this media personality type of role where it's
Okay.
not just, okay, fine, he did the show with Martha Stewart. The two of them have a shtick together, which you also saw while he was doing the Olympics. We've seen him do a bunch of endorsements and things like that, but I feel like we're moving more towards like him as a personality. Um, and I wonder what that's going to look like moving forward, because that's what this was. He sold his personality for the Olympics.
Right.
That was essentially what happened. And yes, we get that regularly from him, but I also think that it was packaged in a different way than we normally see him. So I'm curious to see how much more of that we'll get. Maybe he's going to be hosting more things, and um, you know, I'm just curious. I just want to see where this takes him. I think it's really cool, and obviously he's a huge star. He doesn't need to be taken anywhere, but I think that it will, just because it went so well. So I can't
I understand.
imagine this is where it ends. I have to
Oh,
imagine that this is gonna open up even more things that maybe we didn't imagine he might be doing. So yeah.
I feel like that's been happening for a long time. I feel like we've seen him do announcing for boxing fights, for like Triller celebrity fights, even going back to the thing with Martha Stewart. I remember when it was first announced and it was like, Snoop Dogg is gonna do what? And it went smashingly well.
Oh yeah, it did.
Swimmingly well.
Yeah, I mean they're still right,
And
and they're
saying,
still very much riding on that
of
relationship that
course.
they have, and that whole, yeah.
Yeah. And so, I think that we have been seeing Snoop sell his personality and do things on a different scale outside of music for a long time. Because even that show with Martha Stewart, man, that was what, a decade ago when it first started? I mean,
Was it that long ago?
maybe longer. That show is not new. I mean, I can look it up, but I don't think it's that serious. But
I need to look it
I, my point is, this has been happening for a while, and I think Snoop has absolutely. And I think that's part of what makes Snoop the most popular rapper of all time is that you're not necessarily running to buy the music. It's not because of the music that he has garnered all of this. It's because of his personality. It's because of the way he uses his celebrity. And so we've spoken up here about how everyone says his energy is so good and like infectious. and people love being around Snoop, and he's so fun and lighthearted and kind. And I think that that's something that we see on display all the time. I mean, we always see him dancing or smoking or just having fun. His
Mhm.
brand is fun, right? And
Yeah.
so I think that that plus his skills in other areas combined is what makes him um so welcoming. And I think that's why brands like him. Brands feel like, oh, this person will boost our engagement, boost our sales. Automatically, people will have good feelings because this person is tied to our product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like I saw an interview a while ago. He was on a podcast talking about. He's on a basketball podcast. I only saw a clip. I didn't watch the whole pod. And they were talking about Under Armour, and he has a line of sneakers on Under Armour,
Mhm.
and he was saying he owns those sneakers. He's saying he owns them. So any and there are not only he said there's one that they promote as like the Snoop Dogg shoe, but he said there's actually like 5 shoes and he owns the shoes. Yeah, so he's doing it. He's got money coming in from all type of places, and we know that he's on chips and ice cream and all type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you, just to be clear, that this is a different lane for Snoop, and we will see him doing other things. I just feel like this is not the start of it. I feel like we've been seeing this slow incline for years, and we just didn't know numbers. We don't know how much he got paid to do the show with Martha Stewart all those years ago, or how much Skechers paid him, or Under Armour. I think the other thing that makes this so impactful is the time, right? Saying, "Hey, we got $9 million for 5 years for a 5-year deal." Oh, okay, that's cool. But saying $9 million for 18 days or 17 days, that's part of what makes this like, holy shit, 18 days, 17 days? Wow, that's crazy.
Just work about 17 days and that would be my work for the year. Unless they
For
ask
the
me to
year.
do another 17 days,
Right.
that would be
Double
all.
it up.
Yeah. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, you need me to do another two and a
Listen,
half
if
weeks.
you gave me 17 days for 90 mil, 9 mil, I might give you a couple days for free. He'd be like, "Hey Snoop, can you do some post Olympic interviews?" Yeah, listen, no problem.
No,
Not a problem. No
the
worries.
post is gonna cost money too.
I know. I'm being silly, man.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know.
No, it's true. Get paid for all the
Yesterday's
work you
price
do.
is not today's price.
Uh, I totally agree. Oh man, can you imagine Snoop Price after making 9 million in 18 days? Can't
Right.
afford Snoop no more.
No. No.
Crazy.
Good for him though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very exciting, crazy stuff. And again, it has not been confirmed, but I feel like that repost lets you know we in the ballpark.
Probably. Yeah. Could even be more.
Right. That's why I said it could be more, could be less, but we in the ballpark.